My last post was about 3 reasons why contractors are broke. And the very first one is not necessarily contractor specific, but I've seen it enough times where I felt like it needed to be addressed. You know this applies to you if you're making money, but you still have no money. This is when you view your account balance as a spending goal. It's not just a business problem, it is a personal problem as well, and it especially becomes evident when you're commingling funds. That's a whole different subject. I could do a whole different video on that. So all I'm going to say on that is that if you are commingling funds, you need to stop right now and start separating your business and personal finances. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that we can go about fixing this problem of overspending. One way is by using a system like Profit First, where essentially you are putting your money into buckets. And so you open several different accounts for your business and you put profit in one, you put operating money in the other, you put tax money in the other, and so on. And so the idea is that you're no longer looking at this one big balance that you feel like, oh yeah, I have all this money to spend, but you are assigning money to where ideally it should go, and it's based on percentage. So every time you get paid, you would split money out percentage wise into each one of these accounts. The problem though, while the concept is great, is that especially when you're starting out, what I find that people do is they start shuffling money between those accounts because they run out in one, and so they move money from another to that one. And so that kind of defeats the whole purpose of dividing the money in the first place. So I find that that system works a little bit better when the income is a little bit more consistent, you have a larger volume of funds, or you have a very large volume of transactions. So for people with a lower volume of funds, lower volume of transactions, and inconsistent income, then I recommend something that may be a little bit unconventional, but it's to use a system like YNAB, which for those of you who are not familiar with that, it stands for You Need a Budget. It's primarily used for personal finances, but I find it works great for businesses as well. And so the idea behind YNAB is to give every dollar a job. And why does this work? It's because you're not basing your budget on what you hope to make, but it's based on what you actually have in your bank accounts. And so the actual money that you have, you prioritize it according to expenses that are coming up, as well as your savings goals. And then once you do that, you start seeing where you don't have these surprise expenses anymore. And the very few that do come up, you have a cushion for that you can use for that. Now, you may feel like this isn't something you necessarily want to do because budgeting is boring and it's a lot of work. But I like to tell people to give it 6 to 8 weeks, really putting in the work, really putting in the effort, because after that amount of time, I think that you will be very satisfied with this newfound control that you have over your finances and your spending. It won't be in control of you anymore. You will be in control of it. And one thing I like about YNAB is that you don't have to have separate YNAB accounts for your personal and your business budgeting. You just pay for the one subscription and you can manage both in there. It's very reasonably priced. It's worth every penny. There are a lot of free resources, even on the YNAB website, that show you how to start using the software for personal finances. There's not a whole lot as far as the business side, but I will be doing a tutorial very soon on how to use YNAB for your construction company, and I hope that you'll find that to be a great resource for you. Regardless of the method that you choose to tackle the issue of overspending, it will require a change in mindset and it will require work. You need to start seeing beyond what you want today and think about what you want for yourself and for your business in the next 1, 2, 5, 10, or more years, and start managing your money in a way that will help you to reach those goals. It is absolutely worth all the effort to finally gain that financial clarity and see a path forward. I know this was a general overview, but in coming posts and videos, we're going to go into a little bit more detail on practical application of these systems. In the next video, we'll tackle the issue of pricing your jobs. In the meantime, don't forget to check out contractorskeeperllc.com, like and subscribe on our various social media channels, and get in contact with us. We know construction, we know business, and we know bookkeeping, and we'll be happy to help you get on the path to financial clarity.